Hey, what's good? Coach Colin Castello here with ShotMechanics Basketball, and today I'm going to teach you how to shoot with deep range, just like Damian Lillard. All right, so Damian Lillard has unbelievable range, and it's one of the reasons why he's so successful, because he stretches the defense so far out that he gets a lot of the open stuff on his drive game, slash into the basket, that sort of stuff. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you just a few kind of main keys on his jump shot that allow him to have that deep range. So hopefully if you can add it to yours, you can get your range a little bit further out as well. A lot of times these tips will add like 3 or 4 feet onto your jump shot right away. Now, before we jump into it though, I want you to click the top link in the description down below, get a free copy of our Dame Dolla Scoring School brought to you by my guys over at East Bay and the Dame 4. So the Dame 4, awesome shoe, we got it on court today. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you a free copy of the scoring school down below. It's gonna help you infuse Dame Lillard's game into your own. So definitely click the link in the description down below and check that out. And it's 100% free. So as we're getting ready to shoot like Dame, right? The first thing we wanna think about is the set point. Now, kind of a common misconception of shooting is that you have to have a really high set point, right? Players see guys like Kobe Bryant or LeBron James or some of these kind of bigger, stronger, more athletic dudes, and they think that they have to have a set point of the ball above their head, somewhere up here, right? If we look at this, a lot of people would say that this is kind of like the perfect set point. But the problem is, a lot of times that high set point limits your motion or limits your kind of transfer momentum through your body, so you actually lose a lot of range. So one thing that you'll notice about Damian Lillard, that instead of having a giant high set point like a lot of guys up here, he brings the ball down, and it's almost more like his pointer finger is right on his eyebrow. So as he brings the ball up, it's almost as if it blocks his vision for just a moment right here. Now, the reason why this is important is because if he was to raise the ball up higher in his set point, this extra time that it takes to move from here to here will be time that his body is kind of suspended in the air, and it loses that momentum from his jump from the ground. So by having a lower set point, he actually times it really, really well as he's coming up through. So the whole key that I would try if I was you is I wouldn't worry about having too high of a set point. A lot of times, especially younger players, coaches and players think that they have to like raise the set point really, really early, but you can still be super successful with a low set point if it's done right, just like Damian Lillard. So number one, what I would try to do is I would try to get your set point somewhere between your chin and your eye to start out with. Now, it kind of depends on age. If you're younger, it's gonna be down by your chin. If you're a little older, it's gonna be more up by your eye. But try lowering the set point or raising your set point to that kind of eyebrow level, and that might help you get a little more power, a little more pop on your shot, which ends up giving you maybe 2 or 3 more feet of extra range just by one little tweak. So, very first key, try to pull that down or try to pull that up so your finger's right on your eyebrow. So the next big key that helps Damian Lillard is his smooth motion, meaning that the ball and his hips are moving together at the same time. So if you watch Damian Lillard shoot, when he's loading his hips, the ball is moving the same direction, and when he's going into his shot, the ball and his hips are going the same direction. So hips go down, ball goes down, hips go up, ball goes up. Now, the reason why this is so important for deep range shooting is when you can get that momentum moving together, you can generate all that power through your body, and then it snaps into the basketball, right? What we see from a lot of players, and the big mistake they make, is that they move it segmented or opposite. So the ball goes up and their hips go down. So what we see a lot of times is players will drop their hips and raise the ball up here to their set point too early. Now, the problem is once it sticks here, as they start to launch into their shot, right, the ball's been stuck at this set point for a while, and you lose that momentum that goes with their body. The analogy I always use is like golf, right? If I'm trying to hit a golf ball right here, I want this backwards momentum first so I can crush the ball coming through. If I just start with my club up here and I'm just like kind of holding it steady, as I come through, it's gonna be a lot harder to generate that momentum backwards into your shot, right? And so basketball is a lot of the same way. So one thing you'll notice about Dame is if he's shooting from deep range, let's say he's like way beyond the NBA line out here, when he catches, he'll load the ball all the way down kind of by his thigh or by his waist here, and then he'll snap it up through all the way on the release. So there's nothing wrong with bringing the ball down. We just want our hips and the ball to be moving together, right? If we can do that and keep it nice and fluid, you'll be a much deeper shooter, and it's gonna open up the rest of your game. All right, so the next key that'll help you out is keeping your hip on the rim. Now, what I mean by that is we wanna find our dominant hip, which is the same side as our shooting hand. So if I'm a right-handed shooter, my right hip's my dominant hip. So what you notice about Damian Lillard is every time he shoots, he's got a line drawn from his right hip to the rim as he's getting ready to shoot. Now, what this does is it actually alleviates a ton of upper body tension. If his hips are square to the basket like this, if he was going to go up into a shot with this low set point, it's gonna end up pulling his elbow out and everything's gonna come out of alignment. So if you look at Damian, he rotates his hips through, and so now when he brings it up, his arm can stay underneath the basketball right here, and he can snap it off, everything in a straight line. So the one thing you notice about Dame is he doesn't miss left or right very often He keeps his left-right deviation nice and straight like our guys over at No always talk about. But as he comes through, right, with this hip on the rim, everything's going to stay nice and straight. So the key to this is it's going to change a little bit if you're shooting, going to your left or shooting going to your right. So if Dame's going to his right on a pull-up or something like that, even if he's shooting from deep range, you'll notice that he starts his shot right here, and then on his shot, he ends up rotating his hips around so his right hip ends directly on the rim. Sometimes he might do a little leg drift with it or a little kick with it, but the whole idea is that by loosening those hips, getting that shoulder tension out, you can get a better range just from that on your jump shot. So that's kind of the main key you want to think about here when it comes to kind of your lower body and with deep range shooting, is we want to try to get our hip on target, and if we can do that, it's going to release this muscle tension here. It's going to allow our arm to come underneath and allow that nice snap on the basketball, giving you more pop, more power. So what's crazy is if you can put these keys together, you can imagine if you get 2 feet from one tip, maybe you get 2 or 3 more feet of range from another, maybe 3 from the other. You can extend your range by up to like 10 feet just by these quick tips alone. So what I really want you to do is try them out, see how they work on your jumper. All right, if this video helped you out, go ahead and hit that like button and then hit the comment section down below and let me know what sort of player move you want to see us break down next. This channel is for the people, by the people, and we run pretty much everything I request, so leave it down below and hopefully we'll get to it. And do not forget, if you want that free copy of the Dame Dolla Scoring School, courtesy of our guys over at East Bay and the Damian Lillard 4, then all you got to do is click the link in the description down below and get free access today. It's a great way to kind of infuse Dame's game into yours, so I highly recommend you check that out. Again, I'm Coach Colin Castell with ShotMechanics Basketball. Thanks for watching, and until next time, splash on.